Kids are getting their hands on drugs and alcohol younger and younger. It's such a concern. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends screening for substance use in children as young as 9 years old. 8 on your side's Jana Jones asked a local pediatrician about trends she's seeing.
Parents, you may not want to hear this, but the doctor I spoke with today said most young kids who are abusing drugs, alcohol, or even opioids, they're getting it right from their parents' supply.
If you take your child to the pediatrician soon, they may ask your little one what they know about drugs or if they've ever tried them.
I'd say that's ridiculous. Or I would ask for a very good reason as to why they think my son would be using at the age of 9.
Nellie Horn has the reaction most parents would have, but little kids on drugs is sadly common.
I think more than a good handful of 9-year-olds that have used drugs.
Dr. Lou Romig of After Hours Pediatrics says drug screening is a touchy subject, but a necessary one.
It can be your kid. You won't know if it's your kid unless you, 1, developing a trusting relationship, and number 2, talk to them.
Kids are exploring more these days. Drugs parents may not even consider.
There's also prescription medications. We know about the opioid epidemic.
Be sure your kid doesn't have access to medicine in your house.
They don't see themselves as being mortal, and they don't see themselves as having a risk of complications.
But the complications are serious, and a talk with your child or a talk from the pediatrician could save a life.
Many of the drugs can affect the level of consciousness, make people pass out, and that can cause low oxygen levels. I mean, we're talking about anything from effects that can be delayed for years to an acute, an acute problem that can even cause death.
It's important to know a drug screening is not a drug test. A drug screening is simply a conversation with your child, asking them if they know what drugs are, if they've ever used them, and telling them the severe consequences if they do. Jana Jones, 8 on your side.